Yep, that's right, Los. Yep. Noticed it. I could tell you, I felt it. I
I was
felt
gonna
it
say I
myself.
felt it right away when that QCI change happened. My elite plan was not the same juice that it was before, bro.
All right, so let me ask you something.
Oh.
All right, and let me read the comments so everybody knows what we're talking about here. So, Carlos, shout out to my brother Carlos. He said AT&T changed their QCI program. Not even business is allowed QCI 6 anymore. Premium and Elite are QCI 8, and 7 is business premium. And old business Elite plans rest are on 9 now. All right, so let's talk about this. So, Zero Cool, you've always had, I think, QCI 8 or 7 access. Ricky, you've had 6 and 7 access. EM, you've been what, like 7 access?
QCI 7, yeah.
So like basically every QCI now gets a new implication because the only way you're getting QCI 6 now in AT&T is if you are first responder, FirstNet, whatever.
Yeah, QCI
Everybody
6.
who used to kind of get 6 access now is in 7 world or possibly 8. And if you're moving 2 QCIs, that's a huge difference. And now for those that were in 8 before, you got a whole bunch of new people in 8 now. Right? So these QCI changes are pretty big. That's pretty big. So you might, especially if you don't have 5G plus well built out yet, you're gonna feel that.
Like here, AT&T
Well, no,
is
you guys got it,
on
don't
DC.
you? Vegas has
no. AT&T
No.
sucks. It's
It was
50%
not.
built out with N77, and DC is destroying their network. It's horrible.
My 5G plus experience in Vegas was not good. It was horrible, man.
Yep.
Ugh. I think I need to rethink my AT&T strategies, and this is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Verizon is the king of Vegas.
My question for you guys becomes this: do you fight to try to get on a better QCI, or do you just roll with the punches and just come to grips with it? You know,
go to Verizon.
Ricky's like, just leave.
Problem solved. Make sure you buy Sneed some coffee.
Yeah, coffee link is in the description. All types of ways to support us can be found there as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bummed. I was pretty bummed out because, when I used to discuss the QCIs of all the networks, that was the one I always said was the best QCI. I always thought that AT&T, when it comes to their QCI organization and the way they structured it, was really good, right? So if you were on QCI 6 or 7, you really did have a great experience. And now for the folks who were previously on 7 and moved to 8, they probably lost like a 30 to 40% throughput difference. I mean, how much would you estimate your difference in experience?
I mean, it's really dependent on what area you're in, right? Like, if I'm connected to C-band, it's usually fine. But I've noticed in areas where they don't have C-band, I'm like crawling, absolutely crawling.
Like under 10 megabits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But
and your 1080p video could become compromised if you got an inconsistent connection. You might buffer.
I had that happen yesterday. I was at the future in-laws house and trying to watch a YouTube live stream, and it was catching and defaulting back down to 480p.
So you saw that? Huh?
It did. I've noticed it, and the only reason that I've kept my elite plan so long is because of that higher QCI, knowing that I had that higher priority, especially when I was out in the rural areas. Like, I don't have an incentive to keep that AT&T line anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, so hopefully that gives you some clarity on how AT&T is doing and what they're doing.
I am not impressed at all with AT&T's 5G Plus. I will say that. Not impressed.
Yep.
Pretty mid.
Horrible.
Pretty mid.
It's mid. It's mid band.
I found one area where it performs well, and it's not an area where I would expect it to like it. It's a subpar experience compared to even T-Mobile in most places, to be honest.
I mean, you guys see my videos, man. They cook over here. They're so good here. Like, I was in Grafton and Valley City the other day. More so Grafton. Like, they had, C-band and DoD on every site, and I was getting like 400 to 800 meg down and 40 to 50 up the whole way across the entire city. So that was really good. In Valley City, they didn't have the the 5G Plus as much. So like you were getting down to 100 down and 20 up or whatever, but it was fine. I have nothing to complain about here. Some like Ricky, for example, in Vegas, AT&T's lacking, and Zero Cool's saying they're lacking. They just have to densify. They got to get these network upgrades done.
It's not even densifying. It's just put the damn equipment on the tower. Put the N77 on there.
Well, people are telling me they just need more sites.
If there's an LTE site, it needs to have N77, and just
100%.
that way you don't have to have DC anymore.
DC's.
And then it'll be good.
I don't know what's worse, DC or DSS. I really don't.
Well, DC's worse.
I would argue DC's worse.
It's 100% worse. DSS is just basically putting both technologies
when
on the
people were
same
connecting
bandwidth.
to DSS and seeing the icon, they're like, "Oh yeah, here comes fast speeds," and then it's the same as LTE.
Well, that's because it's fake 5G. I mean,
oh man, and that's what the DoD wants to do with the 3.1 gigahertz. Actually, they want
they want to do what?
Too. They want spectrum sharing in the band.
They want to make it like 40 band 48. That's absolutely effing stupid.
Bro, we just can't. We can't win, bro.
Band 48 was
DoD
a mistake.
has their way. They're gonna ruin it. We just talked about it on the Patreon stream. So yeah, everybody got pretty amped up about it.
If they do that, then the carriers just need to skip that auction totally and just said, you know what, shove it up your, and not even bid on it.
Damn.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys heard it here.
If the carriers spend money on 3.1, and it's just like 48, the carriers are stupid, completely stupid.
Nice. Oh damn, we got a moose sighting.
I was like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, his ears were burning. He came on here all that.
I loved the segment about the QCIs. Let me share some more color here. So as we all know, spectrum is a finite resource, right? Everybody understands a mathematical problem, which is for every 5 megahertz of spectrum, realistically, you can only output so much speed out of it, and you can only have so many users on it per 5 megahertz, regardless of NA, NSA. Like we're talking like there is a maximum, right? Everybody can agree on that, right? Okay.
Yep. Till 5G Advanced comes out, it's going to double.
Right. See, like we're talking about the current rules right now. The current situation that we're in right now, right? And all carriers are in the same boat. So there's been a theory, T-Mobile corporate strategy, right? That even T-Mobile will be spectrum exhausted in various markets. What does that mean? That means that, for example, look at Huntington Park. Even if they put damn mmWave everywhere, people are using that service so much, and they've approved too many home internet users in that area that regardless of 10 gig backhaul, even 100 gig backhaul, and putting mmWave on every macro, they're not going to be able to get it done. So what does that mean? Eventually, at the current rate at data consumption, we are going to be faced with a very big problem. The issue is we have an uncapped, literally the Wild West. You have an unlimited data bucket. Essentially, what that means is I can use however much I want, and it is what it is. Now, with network slicing on the way, that will definitely change on all carriers because there is no way to combat the ever-growing, literally exponential increase forever, no end in sight amount of data usage. All carriers have signaled that they have to do massive data. I wouldn't even say data. I would just say the network management has to be improved, or else in most macro sites, you're going to have super congestion to the point where it's unusable.
Yep. My N77 in my house is congested right now.
I just think it's funny because that was such a selling point that everyone raved about with AT&T, and then lo and behold, they joined the rest of them.